Starting? Start already? Okay, a very good morning. This is the second last week for term 4, so hope everyone had a good weekend. And today I'll share with you a story about the school value on responsibility. So if you all can still recall about responsibility, a key thing about the value of responsibility is to really take charge of your own actions and make responsible choices. And also do not blame others when you make mistakes. Take initiative and also always look for a solution for your own problems. And last but not least, to fulfill what is expected of you. So without further ado, I'll go quickly into the story due to the time constraint. So, okay, as you can see, this is the cover of this storybook, which is, the title is called But It's Not My Fault, and it's by the author called Julia Cook. Okay, so this story is about a boy named Norman David Edwards. Okay, doesn't really matter because everybody just calls him Noodle. And Noodle actually says, sometimes things happen to me that get me in trouble, but to Noodle, it's not my fault. To him, he said, things just aren't the way they should be. I feel like everyone is always picking on me. I always get blamed, and it's not my fault. Seems like I'm the only one that ever gets caught. So this is how Noodle feels about himself. So what exactly happened to Noodle? So Noodle says, yesterday I didn't do my math homework. This morning my teacher made me stay back during recess to do it. But Noodle say, it wasn't my fault. I did not do it because last night I had to go to my auntie's place with my mother. My mother never asked me if I can go. She just told me to go with her. And by the time we got home, it was too late to do my homework, and my mother made me go to bed. So it's not my fault that I didn't do my homework, but I have to stay back during recess because of that. After recess, Noodle continued, we were headed to the library to do our book review. Since my teacher did not let me go for my recess, I had lots of energy. I feel twitchy. So on the way to the library, I decided to jump to try to touch the ceiling light. I then accidentally hit my classmate with my arm. But it's not my fault, said Noodle. It's because the teacher never let me go for my recess, and as a result, my legs just feel the need to jump. It wasn't my fault. My arm is the one that did it. And, well, my classmate should know better than to stand in front of me to be hit. It's just a very soft bump anyway, says Noodle. But in the end, I got scolded by the teacher because of that and sent to the back of the class. It's not my fault. And when the class got to the library, Noodle could not do his book review because the librarian refused to let him borrow the book. So what had happened? Why the librarian don't want to let him borrow the book? The librarian told Noodles, you cannot borrow a new book until you return your overdue books. Noodle then replied, oh, it's not my fault. I looked in my backpack this morning as soon as I got to school. My mother did not remind me to bring those books. It's my mother's fault. Can you just let me borrow the book? The librarian said no. So as a result, Noodle could not do his book review as well. During PE, a classmate tricked Noodle on purpose, and then he laughed at Noodle when he fell down. So Noodle pushed him over. The classmate then shouted, teacher, Noodle pushed me. Noodle then replied, it's not my fault. He tricked me on purpose, and that makes me feel bad. Then this classmate laughed and makes me angry. My hands were so angry that they pushed him, even though my brain told them not to. It's not my fault. In the end, both Noodle and the classmate got scolded by the teacher. Noodle felt very upset. Things just aren't the way they should be. He said, I feel like everybody's always picking on me. I always get the blame. And it's not my fault. It seems like I'm the only one that ever gets caught. Just as the teacher was about to say Noodle for the 50,000th time that day, the school bell rang, and it is time for the end of the school. The teacher told Noodle to stay back for a minute to talk. The teacher told Noodle, you had a really rough day today. Noodle then replied to the teacher, it's not my fault that I had such a rough day. The teacher continued, there are no buts in my sentence. You had a really rough day, and tomorrow is a brand new day. I can't wait to see what you can do with your tomorrow, so have a safe walk home. Noodle then ran home quickly. He cannot wait to get away from school. When Noodle reached home, his mother gave him a frown and said, "Noodle, your teacher called me and told me that today at school you had a really rough day. You were really naughty today, is it?" Noodle immediately replied, "But it's not my fault. I didn't do my maths homework because you made me go to Auntie's house and make me go to bed. My teacher didn't let me go for recess and my legs needed to jump and my classmates silly enough to get in my way I was jumping. I couldn't do my book review because the librarian did not let me borrow the book I needed. And this is because you forgot to remind me to put my overdue books in my bag this morning. Okay. Also, my classmate tricked me and laughed at me. That's what made my hand so mad to push him. And in class, I had to talk because my friend talked to me first. Things just aren't the way they should be. I feel like everybody's always picking on me. I always get blamed. It's not my fault. Seems like I'm the only one that ever gets caught." Noodle's mother was very disturbed by what Noodle said. She then replied, "I'm not talking about whose fault it is. I'm talking about whose responsibility it is." Noodle replied, "Huh?" His mother continued, "You are responsible for the things that you do, for your choices at home and your choices at school. Blaming others is a reason, but it's not an excuse. If you keep playing this blame game, you will surely lose." His mother continued, "You are in charge of letting me know if you have homework. You're in charge of returning your library books, and you're in charge of your legs, your arms, hands, voice, and tongue. Today you made a few mistakes and it caused your day to be tough. But don't blame others for your poor choices because that will make your life tough. Instead, focus on what needs to be done whenever you make a mistake. Own up and become responsible for the choices that you have made. Everybody makes mistakes, and mistakes can be a good thing because every time you make one, it gives you a chance to learn something new. If you blame other people for your mistakes, you give away your chance to learn. Don't make an excuse when you do something wrong. Just own it and say, yes, I did that. Now what can I do to improve my situation? You need to learn to solve your own problems. If you are brave enough to own your mistakes, imagine how great you will become. You will learn a lot, you'll make better choices, and your life will be so much fun. Use your mistakes to help you to grow. Get rid of that phrase. It's not my fault. Noodle was still upset, but he decided to reflect on what his mother had said. He decided to take her advice and try to change. As soon as he got to school the next day, he returned the overdue books and borrowed the book that he needed to review. In class, the teacher said, "Class, it's time to submit the draft of your book review." Noodle panicked and said, "I have not done my review, but it's not my..." He stopped himself and said, "All right, it will be done by tomorrow morning. I just borrowed the book I needed." The teacher then replied, "Good, Noodle. You took responsibility for your actions and did not blame others. I'm so proud of how brave you are. I'll give you an extra day to do your work. Get it done and hand it in tomorrow." Noodle then thought, "But I'm supposed to go to Auntie's house tonight. I guess I'll have to be proactive and tell my mother that I cannot go." Okay, so that's the end of the story. So just a very quick summary of the learning point. Essentially, always choose and consider your actions carefully, make responsible choices, and be proactive and be in charge of your own actions. Always think win-win, take initiative and look for solutions to your own problem, and do not blame others when you make mistakes. And it's okay to make mistakes, but you must learn from the mistakes, and you must see mistakes as opportunities to learn and try to do better the next time. Try to solve your own problems, okay? But be open about seeking help if you're stuck. Okay, that's all the story for today. I'll pass the time to Miss Nyo, who has some prizes to give away.
All right, good morning, school. Today we are going to be giving out some prizes to students who have participated in science competitions. May we invite Mr. Yo to give out the prizes to the students, please? All right, so first up, we have the Singapore Primary Science Olympiad. We have Zhou Yuanzuo from 5 Integrity. Okay, followed by Zhang Yining from 5 Integrity.
Sorry. Well done.
Thank you. Okay, then we have Jake from 5 Respect.
Okay, well done.
Okay. Jensen from 6 Resilience.
Well done.
And Shui from 6 Resilience.
Well done.
Then we also have students who won the Bronze Award. So we have Adash from 5 Respect.
And this is the medal. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, then we have Jessica from 5 Integrity.
Well done. Oh, medal. Okay.
Thank you. Right, we also have a student who won the Gold Award, Kabir from 6 Compassion.
Right. Well done.
Kabir also won the Best in Theory for Singapore Primary Science Olympiad.
Oh, okay. Right. Okay.
Okay, hold on, Kabir stay for. Okay, so the next one will be Raffles Science Olympiad. So Kabir also won the Bronze Award
Wow.
for Raffles Science
Okay,
Olympiad.
well, that's a lot. Okay, thank you.
Okay, we have Cai Jiajian who also won the Merit Award for the Raffles Science Olympiad.
Well done.
Okay, so the last competition will be Destination Imagination. The team actually won the 3rd place. From 5 Integrity, we have Jessica
Well done.
and Cheryl,
Well done.
Zhou Yunzuo,
Here, no space already. Okay. Well
and also
done.
Adash.
Others maybe squeeze in between. Okay.
Okay, can we just get Jessica to give Mr. Yo the trophy for the 3rd place award?
All right. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Yo. Okay, thank you.
Who's next?
Okay. Hi everyone, we're going to be giving some prizes to the English Drama Club students. So first up, we have the Certificate of Participation awarded to Ashin Akiko of 5 Respect, who delivered an original speech in the 34th YMCA Plain English Speaking Awards. Ashlyn?
Well done.
Next, we have the Maitel Junior Orators 2021, a storytelling competition. We have Lida Nur Fahani of 5 Responsibility.
Well done.
And Xavier Faris of 6 Resilience, who also achieved top 5 best costume.
Well done.
At the same time, Xavier Faris also participated in the SYF Goes Online 2021, the Young Playwright Presents. And Yang Zihao of 5 Integrity, who is not in school today, was also awarded this SYF award. These students had performed their original monologues. Both their videos were showcased on SYF Goes Online 2021 showcase. Congratulations to the Drama Club students.
Next up, the Primary School Debate Open 2021. This year, 2 debate teams did the school crowd in the recent Primary School Debate Open. This challenging task developed their ability to think on their feet and work under pressure. First, we have the Primary 4 team comprising of Nina Park of 4 Compassion, Willow Grace Kamal Haywood of 4 Compassion,
Well done.
Ki Ik Liang of 4 Respect,
Well done.
Isaac Erwin Tan of 4 Resilience, and last but not least, Tan Wei Xiang of 4 Resilience, who achieved a Good Speaker Award as well.
Well done.
Congratulations to the team.
Well done. Yeah.
Next, we have the Primary 5 team who achieved the 2nd place team in the grand finals of the Primary School Debate Open. First up, we have Yang Zihao of 5 Integrity, who is not here today, Isadore Ong of 5 Integrity,
Well done.
and Isabella Clark of 5
Well done.
Integrity. Jessica also achieved the Good Speaker Award. Next up, we have Lorenzo Marcus of 5 Respect,
Well done.
and Kobe Empo of 5 Respect, who also achieved Best Speaker of the Grand Finals and also the accolade of overall Best Speaker of the Primary School Debate Open 2021. Kudos to the 2 teams.
Helen.
Good morning, students. Mr. Yong, Mr. Yo. I am Don Chia from 5RES, and my group and I have participated in the NCAC. In short, my group members my group members our pledge. We, to the citizens of Singapore, pledge ourselves as one united nation, regardless of race, language, or religion, to build a democratic society based on justice and equality, so as to achieve happiness, prosperity, and progress for our nation. We were the green family. We always try to do our best. We learn and play together and work hard as a team. Persevere and we will succeed. Striving us for excellence. To make sure we do the best we can. We're proud of school and country, we pledge our loyalty, persevere, and we will succeed. Yeah, we can build a future of people with compassion and heart. Peace in our work and play, together hand in hand, in perfect harmony. Persevere and succeed. We believe in our dreams. We are vibrant, loving community. Sedang diri. Good morning, students. Mr. Yo, I am Don Chia from 5RES. My group and I have participated in the National Cyber Wellness Advocacy Challenge, in short, NCAC. My group members are Rohan and Yongjie from 5RES, Sixuan and Aiden from 5INT. On behalf of my team, you have participated in the escape room in SLS. Because of you, our group have won Gold Award. Now I would like Mr. Yo to present the awards.
Individually. Who?
First, we have Rohan from 5RES, Yongjie from 5RES, Sixuan from 5INT, Aiden from 5INT.
And lastly, we have Don from 5RES. And Don will also be representing the team to receive this trophy award.
All right. Well done. What the hell? Okay, can. Okay. All right. Hey, well done. Hold on.